And we are back at SeaWorld San Diego for the Seven Seas Food Festival. I see a stanchion right out here. We have a tasting passport. Gotta grab me one of these. We'll look through it in a moment. Gonna go get scanned into the park. Not really many lines here on a noon on a Friday, February 27th. And what a February day it is. 83 degrees here at SeaWorld in February. It was 92 in El Cajon where I lived before I left. That is crazy hot for this time of year. So looking in this booklet, it looks like they do have a bunch of entertainment going on around the park at different stages. We're not really here for any of the entertainment. If we pass by some, I'll show it to you, but my main goal is the food. They have a little chef's favorites item here at the front of the booklet to let you know the highlights. And look at this, they got escargot on there. Not sure if I'm gonna give that a try, but cherry Coke short rib chips, that sounds intriguing. And this little booklet is just filled with locations and tons of food. So I'm gonna have to sort of pick out what I want. Maybe we might have to do 2 trips here, get one of the bigger tasting passports and come back a second time. Maybe the second time I'll come with David from Big Red Journeys. Couldn't be here today, but ooh, look, ratatouille. You have to give that a try too. And we've come upon our first booth, which is right next to the Sky Tower here. And this is the SoCal booth. Now we need to figure out what sampler we're gonna get. Maybe the number 15 card, because that's the past member exclusive. I mean, for 10 extra dollars over the 8, we're definitely gonna be getting, I think, more than 5. So might as well just go straight for the 15, especially if we're gonna come back a second time. But it looks like they've got Coca-Cola braised pork belly bao here and those cherry Coke short rib chips. So definitely a couple of things to give a shot. So I went ahead and ordered the short rib chips here, but here's a look at the bao. They've got these on display. The bao is right there. And then here are the wings that they have. So I like that they've got these on display. And then there's also the cake. This is the dessert. And you're able to see all 4 items right here, which is great. And this one seemed the most unique and appetizing to me of the options. And then here it is. This is the actual served product, and it actually looks like it's got a lot more meat than the display. So I am happy with that. Hopefully it tastes good. And I will say I did just drop a bunch of the sauce all over my arm, so it's a little bit messy. Let's give this a go. Pretty good. It's about what you would expect. If you take a look at the chips are nice and crispy, nice and crunchy. The meat is warm. The meat's tender and flavorful. Of course, it is just cooked in cherry Coke, so it doesn't have a very strong cherry Coke flavor, but it does have a unique flavor, like a different type of flavor to it than just regular pork. So this is very good. Very happy with this. And I hope this is a sign of good things to come for the rest of the day. I don't know that I have much of a plan of attack for today. I think we're just gonna go booth by booth and look for things that sound interesting. And if I wanna get it, I'll just go ahead and grab it. And then, like I said, we'll catch everything else on a secondary pass. But other than that, yeah, we're just here to eat some food. I did get my punch card, my 15 punch card. So for $75 for 15 items, that means off the top of my head, $5 per item, right? $5 per item. And those chips were $13.99. Yeah, if you were buying those individually, you would not have wanted to spend $14 for such a small little portion. So they really anticipate people buying these passports, which is why I feel like the prices are so overly high if you don't get them, because then they're gonna oh, we gotcha. So they want you to buy a 15 and then only use 5 of them, and then we got you again. That's just the thought process I'm thinking. They have a stage over here back in the Explorers Reef, Ocean Explorers area, and there are 2 booths back here. We have the Poke Hut and the Polynesian plates. Let's go check out Polynesian plates. And here is a look at those 4 items and their prices. And if we come up here, here's a look at those items. Let's see, which one would I want to get? So I went with the Huli Huli chicken, and this is also $13.99. So if you're stacking up my savings, that's 28 bucks if I would have paid for it separately. But with the punches, they're $5 a piece. So we've saved $18 on just 2 items. Yeah, that's kind of how SeaWorld's food festivals work. We're gonna try a bite of the rice first. Temperature is a little mid. It's not cold, but it's not hot either. And the rice is a tad crunchy, a little bit crunchy, but flavor was decent. Not great, not the best Polynesian rice that I've ever had, but not bad. Oh, look, it's Auntie! Hello, Auntie!
Oh, quickly, 8 of you! Yay! We're super excited to share with you a little bit of our culture from the islands of Polynesia. Good ceremony.
Let's have a bite of the chicken now. It was pretty good. The flavor was good. Flavor was decent. The meat was nice and tender. Very good texture with the meat. But again, temperature, a little mid. Just been sitting up there, not super fresh, just under like a heating lamp. And so it could have been a little bit warmer, but overall, not a bad item. Pretty tasty if you got it. I don't think you'd be like disappointed, but neither would you be wowed. Your socks aren't gonna get knocked off by it or anything like that.
Okay, apologies.
Ooh, look, volcano. Well, they just had to cancel the show. They said that it's too hot. The stage is black. The floor is black. And it is 85 degrees around there. The sun is full on out. I mean, not a cloud in the sky. And they dance barefoot. So you saw the girls go back in, and man, yeah, they had to cancel. They said they're gonna try to get the situation fixed by the next show. But bummer, they don't usually have to deal with that sort of problem here in February. In any case, the rice, actually, after I had a little bit more of the chicken was quite a bit warmer than the rice. So the rice felt very cold by comparison after the fact. The rice was not great, but the chicken, after having the whole chicken, I found the chicken to be very tasty. I enjoyed it. Right across from the arcade here, the Play and Win arcade, is the Travelers Cafe. At Christmas time, this had some non-alcoholic beverages here as well. So we're gonna see if they have one and what they are. Mocktails, yes, they do have a couple of mocktails by the looks of it listed here. We have a Minute Maid apple juice and Seagram's Club soda. We've got a Minute Maid lemonade and Sprite, and then a Sprite grenadine and lime juice. And I went with the Limonada Cerezada. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it was the one with grenadine and Sprite and lime. So I thought we would give this one a try. It's definitely the most colorful of the 3. Now let's give it a try. Pretty good. Flavor-wise, tastes just like the ingredients, what you would expect. It's got Sprite, a hint of a cherry sort of flavor in there, and also a hint of a little bit of lime. And my Sprite is lemon lime, so that makes sense too. Overall, I'm happy with this. Price on this was $8.99 for a mocktail, but punch card is useful for it. Probably not the most financial savvy punch card option whenever the food items are, you know, $12, $14, $15. Get a $9 drink, but I'm happy to try a couple of drinks and hopefully a dessert or two today as well. Wow, that was refreshing. I really enjoyed that. I'd get another one in a heartbeat. I loved that. In years past, down here outside of Calypso, they have had this booth open, and it does look like they have somebody here. I feel like the last time I was here, this wooden barricade stretched all the way over, so it looks like they might have opened that up in order to have the Caribbean area back. And over here at the Caribbean, here's a look at what they have to offer. Jerk chicken wings, Cubano sandwich, vegetarian coconut curry, and a mofongo with shrimp. That says it's new. And a key lime pie. That also says it's new. And they have the food on display here too. You can take a look. You can see if something stands out to you, strikes your fancy. The mofongo looked decent, and they said that was, I mean, it was under the description plantains, so it's sort of like a banana, and I'm not the hugest banana person, though it did look good, and I'm not opposed to trying it, but I think we'll hold off for now, because I know I'm not going to be able to eat everything, or even one thing from every area. If anything, I'm going to get the key lime tart from back there. That would be my preference. And then we have the Italy booth, and this is going to be located next to their event center. This is kind of in the very back part of the park. On the other side of the event center is the penguin encounter, just to give you some spatial awareness to where we might be. Let's go check out what Italy has. They got some meatballs and, oh, gnocchi. I'm gonna have to get some gnocchi. And then they've got these on display out here. There's the cannoli. That looks really good. Wow, that's pretty big. And then here's the meatballs, and there's the gnocchi. I think I'm gonna have to get some gnocchi. Man, it'd be nice if there were some more benches or tables. There were no tables over there by Italy. No tables by the first place we went to, SoCal. Usually there's some tables on the lawn, but there weren't. I don't even see any tables over there. Like, there's benches, but I wouldn't mind a table, you know, so I can put the food down. They did have tables by the hula dancing area there. Back the Polynesian plates, they had some tables there, but only 4 of them. There are usually tables right over here next to the shrubs across from the Mediterranean booth, but there aren't. I'm just gonna have to use this thing right here. And here's a look at my gnocchi, and let me tell you, this is piping hot. I can feel it through the plate. That's like the first item that's got really good temperature to it. Let's try a bite here. Wow. That was good. Flavoring is on point. Temperature, grade A. Awesome. Texture, nice and tender. It's like a noodle. So I don't want to call it chewy. It's not chewy, but like I've had some gnocchi before that borders on a little stiff. We don't got any of that. It's nice, like almost like you're biting into mashed potatoes. Just a little bit thicker consistency than mashed potatoes. But perfect. Everything about this, whatever sauce they've got on this is amazing. Favorite item of the festival so far. And now that I've finished it, it's also quite filling. If you are just buying things a la carte and you're not buying a tasting passport, this item is a very good value. It is going to be quite filling. You're not going to feel gypped in any way. Even the focaccia, that looked like it was quite large as well. So go to the Italy booth. You'll probably get your money's worth there. Now let's come check out the Mediterranean booth here. See what they have. Ooh, lamb slider, returning favorite, absolutely is. And then a couple of other items there as well. And then here is a look at least 3 of those items. They've got 3 of them on display here. There's the lamb slider, and then their dessert. And here it is, the lamb slider with the tzatziki sauce. Returning favorite, always love me some lamb. And this is what, if you include the drink, item number 5 for us. This was also $14. We'll talk about that in a minute, but they've got a performance, a show going on down here I don't want to miss. Well, that was pretty fun. I cannot do that, that's for certain. That is a lot of talent right there. I have tried juggling, tried to learn. I just am not good at it. It's not my calling in life. Anyway, the slider was pretty good. The meat was great flavor. I don't know if the sauce was actually tzatziki. They used real cucumber, so I'm having a hard time separating the flavor of the sauce along with the actual cucumber. I feel like they just used like a different type of salad dressing, and then they added the cucumber to get the tzatziki sort of flair. It didn't seem like traditional tzatziki sauce. It wasn't as thick as traditional tzatziki sauce, and it did not have any like flecks in it, like you know how it's usually got little green speckles, probably the pieces of cucumber. They didn't have that. It was just a solid white sauce. So I don't know if it was actual tzatziki, maybe a homemade tzatziki. Whatever the case may be, it was still pretty good. But of the 5 items that we've gotten so far, or rather the 4 food items, I would probably put it at number 2. It was really good, and there's a reason it's a returning favorite. Over here, it looks like they have Bobalicious boba drinks, and we'll just come up here and show you what they've got. Traditional boba for $9.99 and a boba chillers also for $9.99. So they've got these 8 drink options here. And then we have the French patisserie. Let's go check out what they got here. They've got a cheese board for $12.99. Ooh, macarons, $11.99. Puff pastry, a creme brulee, and a chocolate croissant. And then here are the display foods. There's the cheese plate. There's your creme brulee. Okay, so for the macarons, you get 3 macarons. And then whatever that item was. Next door to the patisserie is the French bistro. Now this is where you're gonna get ratatouille, but I'm a little too full right now. I could maybe get some dessert or another drink, but not another meal item. So ratatouille may have to wait till a second visit. We've got salmon and a coq au vin chicken. The escargot is here. And so here we go. This is what they've got. That must be the ratatouille. I'm going to assume that's the escargot. And then here are the other 2 items that they've got here. I'm going to keep walking around the park. We're going to show you all the booths. We're going to see if we happen across any other live entertainment while we're walking around. So just because I'm done eating for right now doesn't mean we're done. Like I said, if I find another drink, I mean, I might even circle back and get me another one of those limonada cerezadas. I think I'm pronouncing that right, because that was good. That was really refreshing. But yeah, I think I'm eyeing up that key lime tart right now unless we find something better. Just hanging out here at the Seven Seas Food Festival, and I ran into some friends, Carter and Ella. Thank you for saying hi. How's the day been going for you? Good? Yeah. Awesome. You enjoying Seven Seas Food Festival or no? Just riding rides?
Just riding rides.
All right, what's your favorite ride?
I like Manta.
Manta?
The Arctic Rescue.
Arctic Rescue, awesome. Well, thank you guys. Thanks for saying hi. Enjoy the rest of your time. We got to go back to the clear other side of the park to continue looking at the rest of the food. It's going to be over by Manta and like Shipwreck Rapids area. Good to see the underwater cantina open again. Not that I get any alcoholic beverages, but I just like seeing places open because the last time I was here, it was behind a construction wall. And always good to see when things are fully operational again. Look at this, Baja, Mexico over here. We got Fernando Tatis Jr. behind the register, a guy that looks like him anyway. And let's see here, we got adobada tacos, chicken tinga tacos, carne asada tacos, fruit pico de gallo, and fresas con crema. A little hard to get a look at the items here. Got some glare, but they all look and sound pretty good to me. You can't really go wrong with tacos in San Diego. They know how to make some tacos. And then next door to that is the Mexico Pavilion and our booth, and we've got shrimp and octopus cocktail, chili relleno. I can't say that word. I don't know why. Chicken mole wings and flan. And then here is a look at those items. I love that they have display items for everything now at every booth. It really helps you get an idea of what you're ordering. Here's another stage for Seven Seas. Nothing going on right now, but it is going to be right next to Rita's and those 2 New Mexico or Baja, Mexico and Mexico pavilions. And then on the other side of the stage is another bar here that's going to have some alcoholic beverages for you. There are quite a few tables over this way, thankfully. Still haven't found anything that I want more than a key lime tart right now, though, for dessert. So I'm leaning that direction, but I think we got a couple of more booths to take a look at. And here is one of them located right next to Shipwreck Reef Cafe. This is going to be the South America Pavilion. And here's a look at the items. Oh, we got some pão de queijo here. And then here is their items that are on display. It looks like we got the pão de queijo there in the bottom right-hand corner, but they said the one in the bottom left has been their most popular item at this booth. And that's going to be the churrasco, chimichurri beef with smoked sausage. The last area that we need to check is back here by the Bayside Amphitheater and the the waterfront. Now I feel like in years past they've had a booth back in this area, or maybe I'm just not far enough along yet, but this specific spot looks pretty sparse. I think we're gonna find some more off that direction. Now the map does show some stuff back here. I think 26 though is just the theater, so it's probably meant for a show, and then 30 might be something that's around the corner, but we got 3 dots by the waterfront here. And the waterfront is going to be this area that overlooks the Bayside Skyride. And it looks like one of those locations is going to be this area off to the left. We'll see if we can find a sign. And then another one is going to be over here. That one's Asia. Let's start over here with the food. I think that other cart is just alcoholic beverages. So we do have some banh mi pork belly, Vietnamese egg rolls, honey walnut shrimp, and sinigang wings. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. And then they've got some drinks that are out here. There's some, beers and things if you're interested to see what they got. And then here is the food that's on display. You can actually see it. The third icon is probably this stage. So we've got another performance stage back here, not going on currently, but they do have something back here. And then there is no sign for this one, but they just have alcoholic beverages out on display there. So more of those like craft brews type stuff. And then that last location is going to be this little area right here in the far back behind Manta. This place is often deserted most of the year. So I'm excited to see they've got something here. It's Antarctica. And here you've got Halo, Taiwanese shaved ice, strawberry raspada, and a coconut snowball. And then here's a look at those items. There's the coconut snowball. And that's going to be the shave ice. I was this close to changing my mind from the key lime pie, key lime tart thing to the Taiwanese shave ice. However, that cup was like this big. It just didn't seem like you got a whole lot, and maybe that shouldn't matter because of the punch card, but I think the bottom line is I just want the key lime tart. I also got to hike completely back to the opposite side of the park to get it though, so it's like I'm earning every calorie of that little pie. And there we go, I got it! The key lime pie. It was a pie, not a tart on the actual menu. I hope I love it, because this is one of my favorite desserts. So good. Well, I'm hoping it's so good. Let's try a bite. Good. Very good. Love me a good key lime tart, key lime pie. It's one of those prepackaged things. So they're not really making it themselves, which means you can't really go wrong with it. If you're talking pure value, go to the supermarket. Get one of these from there. It's probably the same thing. They're not making it here. This is definitely like a prepackaged one, but man, it's good. And if you're feeling like a dessert and you have the punch card or you don't mind the price, glad I went with this. Does not disappoint. And because I'm thirsty now, and also there's a good chance that I only come to SeaWorld one more time during the Seven Seas Food Festival, we're gonna use another punch over here at Travelers Cafe. And I'm just gonna drink this thing on the way out. Not gonna put it on camera again, but I liked it that much. Legitimately, I went and I got two. Well, I gotta say in the closing, that was probably the smoothest first day of a Seven Seas Food Festival that I have ever been to. Routinely in the past, food places haven't been open when they were supposed to be. They've been out of the key items. They feel very disheveled and discombobulated and sort of all out of whack, whatever you want to call it. They just have felt like they didn't have their act together in the past. And of course, it has been at least 2 years since I have been to a Seven Seas Food Festival. And so I gotta say, much improved. Way to go, SeaWorld. You're listening to feedback, you're making changes. I have a little bit more confidence now in you in first day of the new festivals and seasons and things like that after a couple of experiences with it now. In the past, it's always been terrible on the first day. I usually recommend coming the week after. I am so happy that they had everything together today. Obviously, dealt with a little bit of issues with the stage because of the sun. That's not their fault. That's just them learning to adapt and adjust and fix with something that's a very abnormal day here in February. In any case, If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget that we are going to be coming back to get some more foods in a couple of weeks. Click this video to check out my SeaWorld San Diego guide. Thanks for watching, and we will see you again next time.